Most, if not all of you, already know Kamatara, and y'all know how incredible she is, right? So instead of reading a bio to you that you've heard of hers, I want to share a little bit about her from my perspective as someone on the CUSA core team. So, Kamatara is, without question, the most extraordinary leader and boss I have ever worked with or for. She walks her talk in her words, her values, her presence, and her actions, whether anyone is watching or not. When I've personally faced challenges, whether in my home life or professionally, she's met me with that rare blend of empathy, love, and accountability that we all long to experience from everyone around us. And she always puts people first while also ensuring that Circles remains grounded in excellence and integrity. Because of her leadership, our national office team is able to show up with our full authenticity, and that spirit ripples out to all of you, our community of practice, so that y'all can show up fully in your chapters, and together we're all growing from a place of honesty and connection. Kamatara leads Circles USA the same way that we envision the world, with equity, compassion, kindness, clarity, and brilliance. I am continually inspired by her as a boss, a friend, and as a thought leader on the front lines of poverty alleviation in North America. We are so profoundly fortunate to have her guiding Circles into a future where it is known nationwide as the movement of community support and friendship. So please join me in welcoming Kamatara Johnson.
Well, good morning, Circles family. Whew, what a powerful and inspiring day that we had yesterday, and thank you to everyone who contributes to the whole experience that we get to have together. Isn't that amazing? We actually got to experience what Circles does by doing that for each other, the way that we take care of each other and share. So it is absolutely a gift to be together. It's a constellation of change makers, bridge builders, believers in what's possible as we gather together, not only to celebrate what we're doing. I hope you feel that. This is amazing to celebrate, but also to learn and to connect and to get fired up, to get replenished, and to move beyond. And as you know, the theme this year, moving beyond, it isn't just empty words. It is a way of being. It is an invitation to evolve as individuals, as communities, and as a national movement. It's about moving beyond limits, beyond binaries, beyond what we once thought was the edge, into a deeper truth of our shared humanity, how we all can flourish if we work together. And from the very beginning, Circles has lived into a both and approach. Our founder, Scott Miller, with conservative author Denise Rhodes, wrote a book that you might remember, Bootstraps and Benefits. And we appreciated the both and, because we refused the false choice between personal responsibility or community support. We said, why not both? Why not call forth the power of individual agency and the essential strength of collective care? And that was a radical stance. And it still is, because poverty itself is not just an economic issue. It's a relational one. It's about disconnection from resources, from opportunity, and too often from one another. And as we saw last night in the film Join or Die, the heart of our community and the health of our democracy depends on how much we engage with each other, how much we join, how much we associate, how much we work together and have the space to care and support each other. Circles has always been in that middle ground, that sacred both and, building bridges in a world where people just want to build walls. But now Circles is moving beyond even that. We are going to something even more profound, what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. called the beloved community. Dr. King said, our goal is to create a beloved community, and this will require a qualitative change in our souls, as well as a quantitative change in our lives. Doesn't that describe Circles? Just like that. And at Circles, we've been doing that inner and outer work for years. But this moment in history calls us to move beyond all the binaries, and especially dependence versus independence, as we move into the truth of interdependence. We recognize that none of us thrives alone. Life does not happen in a vacuum. The myth of rugged individualism has left way too many people behind, too many hearts empty. What truly moves us forward is belonging, being in right relationship with each other. And that's what every Circles chapter represents, a living, breathing, local expression of beloved community. Now, if you've been around Circles for a while, you know that we do often talk about bootstraps and benefits. But now, thanks to one of our own, our regional coach, Andrew Sprock from Marion, Indiana, we're adding a third B to our lexicon. And it's barn raising. And when Andrew said it, we all lit up. And we all teared up. Because we said, that's it. That's what we're doing. It goes straight to the heart of who we are and what we do at Circles. Think of it. The old-fashioned barn raising. The whole town coming together to help one family build what they need. There's no hierarchy. It's just neighbors, shoulder to shoulder, each giving what they can. Some bring tools, and some bring food, and some bring laughter. They come for the dinner, they stay for the love. And when the barn is complete, everyone stands back with that deep sense of satisfaction that comes from that shared effort. And the family is stronger, but so is the town. And the relationships forged in that work become the fabric of belonging, the home base for resilience when things get tough and we're still all together. That's what Circles does every day, in living rooms and community centers and church basements and schools, even in Zoom rooms all across the nation. We are barn raisers, building structures of support, hope, and opportunity together. And as a network, we are becoming more symbiotic, truly one organism. The relationship, and I know you're feeling it already, the relationship between our chapters and the national office isn't one of hierarchy. It's a web of mutuality as we all lift each other up and share the best of what we have with each other and share the struggles. All of it. We get to bring all of ourselves to this work together. In fact, Dr. King called this an inescapable network of mutuality tied in a single garment of destiny. When one of us learns something powerful, we share it. When one of us struggles, we gather around. When one of us innovates, the ripples spread out. This is not a one-way exchange. We're a living ecosystem of transformation. So every weekly meeting that you hold, and every relationship that you nurture, and every story that you lift up contributes to the collective wisdom of our movement. You are the hands, the face, the feet, the heart of Circles. You are the barn raisers. You are the architects of belonging. And when we do this, in a time when our nation is more polarized and isolated than ever, it is so powerful. Loneliness is being called the new public health crisis. Divisiveness is at an all-time high. But Circles is offering an antidote. It's connection. We are showing what's possible when people choose relationship over judgment, compassion over fear, and collaboration over competition. To borrow from John Lewis, we are one people, one family, one house, the American house. And as a Circles community practice, we are repairing that house from the inside out, from the floor up, one barn, one community, one family at a time. So imagine with me now, a nation connected with Circles chapters all over the nation, each one a microcosm of beloved community, where families move out of poverty, but not just economically, but in their minds and hearts as well, with new confidence, with new connections, and a new sense of belonging. And where volunteers and allies find meaning and purpose, where local leaders are connected with the people whom they serve, and new leaders are supported to speak their truth and their experience and their solutions. It's where the whole community is brought together and lifted up. When enough of these barns are raised, something shifts. It's that tipping point. The culture of isolation gives way to a culture of connection. And that's how we end poverty in our lifetime. That's how we move beyond it altogether. So I invite you to ask, what barns am I raising? Who am I inviting into my circle? Who might I be excluding? That's a hard question. Who might not be in my vision? Who's missing from the table? What am I moving beyond? What is my community moving beyond? What is my chapter moving beyond? And a really big question I think all of us are trying to sort out right now as we have our minds on fire with everything that we learned. Really important question is, what is mine to do in all of that? So I appreciate this moment to remember who we are and what we do and how we do it and why we do it. We are raising barns. We are building belonging and birthing beloved community together. And I hope that this gathering deepens your sense of purpose, that it expands your imagination of what's possible, and it reminds you that you belong to a movement that is changing the story of poverty in America, not through policy alone, but through love in action. Because when we raise barns together, we raise hope. And when we raise hope, we raise all the world. Thank you.